Wargaming's Beat Matt Batrep.
Welcome back to Beat Matt Batrep. Grey Knights vs. Tyranids, round 4. Tyranids turn 4. So lots of damage done on both sides. Tyranids taking heavy losses, but the Grey Knights have taken some losses as well. So moving forward here, we have the Doom of Malantai. He rolls really bad and loses his last guy to the Doom of Malantai. So he gets a wound. He rolled like 6, 6, and a 5. That's a lot of extra wounds from his shooting thing. And then I turn and I fire into the Terminators, manage a direct hit. It's at the beginning of the shooting phase that that Terminator was killed, so I'm able to still shoot, and I'm still able to actually move the Gene Stealers and assault something else. Managed to kill 2 of the Terminators. Unfortunately, I lose 3 wounds and gain 2, so I still have a net loss of 1 wound. The Tyranid fires as much as it can into the Purifiers, seeing if it can do any damage. It does manage to actually kill 2 of them. They failed their 3+ saves. The Gene Stealers, who were in the assault with the Terminator, now assault the Grey Knights. Remember, it happened at the beginning of the shooting phase that the Terminator died, so now they're free to run, and they can charge because they have fleet. So charging into the Grey Knights, they do use their Purifier power, manage to kill 1 of the Gene Stealers, but then the Gene Stealers get to attack. And here we have lots and lots of attacks. We got some rending in there, manages to kill all 3 of the Purifiers without any problem. And then consolidate away from his Terminators, because I need to regroup my 2 groups of Gene Stealers in hopes of actually attacking the Terminator. I leave my Doom Malantai over there though. Not sure if it was a good idea, but we'll find out. So first off, he fails his leadership by 2 and loses 1 of the Terminators, so he's up to 7 wounds, but it doesn't matter to force weapons. Then he fires everything he has, all his Storm Bolters and Side Cannons, into the Doom of Malantai, and I only lose 1 wound from it, so he still is at 6 wounds. And then he charges in. He has his frag grenades, so he does not lose his initiative, and he drops my Psyker down to only 1 initiative. So then he attacks, or sorry, he tries to do a Psychic, and he gets a Perils of the War upon his Librarian, or on his Grandmaster, brings him down to 1 wound. And then he starts to attack. Now the Demon Hammers will insta-kill, and everything else manages to attack and knock down his wounds down to 5, and then the Demon Hammers go, but I'm going to go first just because it's the same initiative. Managed 3 hits on his Grandmaster and 2 wounds, and he makes both of those. The Demon Hammers attack, and these are going to hit on 4s, so he manages only, he gets to re-roll them though, so he manages 4 hits, and he gets 3 wounds. I make all 3 of those invulnerable saves, and so the Doom of Malantai survives that. Any one of those would have been another kill. So I think that's up to 8 invulnerable saves that he made where it would have insta-killed him. So it's pretty ridiculous that that Doom of Malantai is still alive. That's completely the odds of the dice in my favor there. He should be dead. But we're at the end of round 4, meaning Tyranids are going to go next. We're going to try to see what we can do here. Decide that the Gene Stealers are going to help out. This is with their run at the same time, which is why it looks like they're moving more than 6 inches. Tyranid and the other Gene Stealers start to move up. I realize it's a bit of a gamble, because if he manages to kill my Gene Stealers in the round of combat, then that does mean that he'll be able to fire at my other Gene Stealers out in the open, and they will be dead. And he does fail his leadership for the Doom of Malantai's brain-sucking roll, but thankfully for him, he makes his invulnerable save, so he doesn't lose another Terminator. And then he gets to attack the Doom of Malantai. My Gene Stealers are at initiative 2 because of the charging through cover, so he does manage to get to hit me first, does nothing to the Doom, and does nothing to the Gene Stealers. So the Doom of Malantai goes after the Terminators and manages 1 wound, but he does make that no problem. And then we get the Halberd against, or sorry, the Demon Hammers once again against the Doom of Malantai. Gets 2 hits, 2 wounds, and I make both of those. So that's 10 invulnerable saves that he's made that would have insta-killed him. And then the Gene Stealers get to go. And I guess they were at initiative 2. They should have gone before those Demon Hammers. But either way, they do nothing to the Grandmaster, and then the other ones attack the regular, just the Terminator squad. Manage to cut a few invulnerable saves because they're rending. And out of all that, he does lose all of his Terminators except for his Grandmaster, who fails his leadership and runs, does not get overrun, so he actually runs away. But then, right into Grey Knight's turn 5, he's within 6 inches of my guy, so he cannot regroup, and he runs off the board, which means Grey Knights were tabled. It's a Tyranid victory! Well, I hope that you enjoyed that battle report. I don't know what to say. I think it was a little ridiculous. For Vault members, of course, we're going to be doing our post-game show, and we'll talk about tactics and comparing the army lists and everything. But thank you very much for coming down.
That was great.
And of course, even though he didn't win, he still goes home with a consolation prize. He'll be getting some free points into his account so that he can get some free stuff from miniwargaming.com. But stay tuned for even more battle reports, even more beat map bat reps, and more random funness. This is Matthew and Matthew. Happy wargaming.